It's your choice, right? Anything doesn't feel good that we do, don't do it. Breathe in. And breathe into your body. Just feel it. Step, center, let it step. Yeah, you can laugh, you can look around. That's the beautiful thing about what we're gonna do. Anything goes, right? This is your body, this is your home. You get to choose. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Good. Right, and then just where you're feeling uncomfortable, nervous, use it. Just use it. Ha, move it around a little bit. Up. Ha, you're gonna have to sit still.
But the point is, like, for me personally, being the founder and kind of being out in front of it and knowing that I was talking so much about these things and really care so much about wellness and mental health and just like personal betterment, I'm like, I really want to find a way to shift our business to be able to speak to those things and not lose the fun, because joy is such a huge part of feeling good, that I'm like, we have that unlocked, but like, let's show people that we're deeper than that. And so it kind of came from my own identity crisis that I was like, we have to be more. And so a shirt that said no bad days, and someone actually was like, how can you have that and not
look at Jen's Instagram?
They're like, I see you're clearly not having good days over and over again. And I was like, well, it's aspirational, but also like, yeah, I think it's like tempering it, because I don't want to be like, because I'm an optimist, but I do think like telling a broader picture is important.
And you know, and that's the thing that's, you know, that I know Jen and I both feel passionate about, and we've spoke a lot together, is kind of destigmatizing this, like, everything's perfect all the time. And I certainly did that for a long time, and especially through Instagram, and we're putting it's the highlight reel of our life, and we're putting that out there. And for me, you know, having had the worst year of my life last year, and like, I was like, I can't post a picture of me feeling so happy and whatever when like my good friends know like I really am face down right now, that I just felt like it was so disingenuous to promote that. And I felt really like, I'm just gonna say what's really fucking going on. And the response from people is so great, because then they're like, oh, I'm going through that too, but you have all this over there and all this success and you're doing so many great things, but then you're also really sad and depressed. And I think it's like, that's what, you know, we're all dealing with, and then it makes people not feel so alone in whatever they're going through. So that's become important to me in the last year or so.
Yeah, I feel like often. Yeah.
with. So I usually send people to cdc.gov, which has very strong information. It's evidence-based. Sometimes it may be a little bit over your head, but that's what you would take to your doctor to help sift through that information. cdc.gov is my go-to.
I would say that the biggest concern about finding your own medical information online is that everything can look really professional, and it doesn't necessarily mean that the information is good, and it's hard to tease those things apart. So when I love that CDC site, and I love it because they have a lot of imagery. They have a whole graphics side to the site that walks you through the body and what's happening and where. But for very specific things, lean on your doctor. Actually reach out to your doctor and ask them, for this condition or for this age group or for this type of person, what site should I be bookmarking and going back to over time? And they'll point you to really great sites.
Absolutely, I definitely agree. CDC is a great
in the social media space and beyond to break those cultural stereotypes that have existed for so long in the social media and in the beauty and fashion space. And to moderate these three lovely ladies is Variety Magazine's Angelique Jackson. She is a reporter, producer, all-around lovely lady. So please enjoy. Think about some questions you may have. If there's time, we're going to run a mic around, but have at it. Thanks, ladies.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you all so much for being here. I know it's kind of like a hot, show-offy LA day in February, but you guys all look amazing. And this panel, I mean, let's give them one more round of applause. This panel is titled Model Citizens. What does that mean to you? Because I know all of you use your platform very specifically to do more than just work and do more than just, be known for being as beautiful as you guys are. Camilla, we'll start with you.
It really means, we are all citizens. We are all one in a way. And us, it doesn't matter what our background is, what our career is, we're all the same. And this is what it means to me.
Nay.
Well, I didn't know this, but now I'm representing aging. Isn't that great? I mean, I'm now 71, more popular than ever. I'm just so happy that women are just saying, well, I don't mind aging now. And, well, that's my new goal, I guess, to make women feel happy about their age.
Do y'all remember the first time you saw May's commercial?
Yes.
I mean, so heck yes. All I could think was like, man, that woman is so badass. I want to be just like that.
Well, when you get to 69, they may give you the opportunity. I'm now 71, so it's been 2 years, yeah.
2 years more powerful, that's how we look at it. And Hunter, for you.
So, hi everyone. Just so you know, I'm gonna have a fan up here because I worked too hard on this makeup to let it go to waste. Being a model citizen to me, I mean, really it's what this represents, we have that choice to make on what kind of person we want to be and who we want to represent. And I think this panel is such a beautiful representation of that we are all so different, like Camila said, and but we all have a common denominator, and that's just really empowering women to be our best self and to just love who we truly are, because it's 2020 and I think it's about time to start doing that.
I wasn't as educated on all of the chemicals that are put in traditional products and put on the shelves. And I was a very young mom. I was 24 when I had him. I just was like, okay, I'm at the grocery store and there's diapers and that's the size I need. And through my journey with him, I've become, I think the world has become much more aware, and the conversations have been busted open about, what's in our foods and what's in the products that we put on our body. And so with Banks, it was like starting over again, and I wanted to find the best plant-based products that were eco-friendly, but that were also reliable and that worked. And so I went through ordering a bunch of different stuff, and I kept coming back to Happy Little Camper. And through Happy Little Camper, I found Vita, which was the femme care line.
Yes.
And I had reached out to my management and said, hey, is there a bigger conversation that we can have here with this company? Because I keep ordering these diapers and I'm becoming a bit of a, unofficial ambassador with my mom's circle. Like, hey, you have to try these. They're the best. They're the softest. They never leak. They're super absorbent. They're cute, blah, blah, blah. And so I had my management reach out to them, and we hit it off in the meetings. I was so impressed by what they were doing. And unfortunately, I had been using the same femme care for 20 years and never thinking about changing it and not being educated on knowing what was in it, what I was putting in my body.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know, we're always so shy about talking about our period, and I know it's a little bit
is that?
I don't know.
I go to the bathroom, I hide my tampon. I mean, we all have these periods every month.
I always hide my tampon on the plane.
Well,
Don't you, when you're walking to the plane bathroom and you're like trying to shove the tampon in your shirt sleeve and you're like, oh, everyone's gonna know. Why do we care? Like, this is a natural thing.
It really is, and I have to tell you, for myself, I'm aware of what I eat, what my kids eat, what I put on my body, what I wash my hair with, but I never really thought about literally what is going in me. Like, how was I not thinking about it? And then looking into the chemicals and everything that goes into creating a femme product, I was shocked. So from your influence, I started using Vita. Using now.
And you should
TMI.
Yeah, and you should too. Honestly, it's changed my life, and I just have I feel so much more comfortable knowing I'm putting in a natural product in my body than something that has pesticides and fragrances and herbicides and parabens and like 100 other things that I can't even pronounce the names of. Also, it's not required to put the ingredients in the tampons on the back of the box now. How is that? Like,
shocks me.
It's 2020. We know what's in every food and drink that we have and every lotion that we buy, and yet this thing is, I mean, this is a lot, but it's sitting in your body for 7 to 10 days, once a month, and they're not telling us what's in it. Like, it's pretty shocking.
I feel like I'm shocked that I wasn't educated about this before.
Yeah.
And that seeing someone like you talking about it on social media, because it is that thing that we don't really talk about, or we hide our tampons going to the bathroom, or oh, it's that time of the month, or so thank you for coming out on social media and being like, hey, look, I'm endorsing this tampon because it's great.
Yeah.
And that's just, it was good, because I was like, hey, if Hilary Duff's wearing them, I'm gonna wear them. Which
I ain't gonna be shy. I think, you know what, it's also about retraining the way we think and how we teach, you know, our kids about your period and about something natural that goes on with your body and something that's really beautiful, and we need that to happen, and we should be proud of that happening. And you know, even talking to my son about it, who's 7, like, hey, I don't need to just teach my daughter, I need to teach you how to understand this and be cool with it and not be weird, you know, and be like completely informed. So
that's good.
I love that we're in this movement of openness and just people posing questions and learning and being informed. It feels like a really great time.
So what's the,
you know, we're going to implement in my household, or how you know, who I am as a mother. Having a baby is the ultimate like letting go for me, and I'm gonna kind of contradict myself, because obviously you're like the most involved and invested in this as anything in your whole entire life, because you just made a child that you have to keep alive, but you just can't control every situation, and you can't control who your kids are and how they behave sometimes, and when they need to take that nap, or if you guys go out for something and it's just a big breakdown, you know, like it is a little bit of like surrendering to the uniqueness of every day. And I think that has been the best advice, you know, and that kind of starts with like giving birth. Like, you can't control that process. It's gonna be different for everybody.
So, like the birthing plan goes out the window. I mean, I had a whole plan. I feel like I'm a much better parent second time around. Because I learned so much from having my daughter, like the do's and don'ts, and I feel like I'm much more relaxed as a parent.
Yes.
And I think that was some, you know, good advice that I've gotten. Just, you can't control everything, just like you're saying. You don't know what kind of kid you're gonna have. You don't know. I mean, I thought I was a great parent first time, and now, second, it just, okay, can you tell us a little bit about your role and involvement in the day-to-day business as Chief Brand Officer?
Sure. So this is definitely new territory for me. I've been really lucky in my career to be able to dabble in a lot of different spaces. And with being Chief Brand Officer of Happy Little Camper and Vita, my job kind of never ends, and I get to, you know, every day kind of looks different, and there's a new thing that we're tackling, and there's a new thing that I'm learning about, or there's a curve for me that I'm going around. I'm like, oh, I don't know about this. Okay, let me, you know, I work with, there are such amazing people at the company who are they're an open book of knowledge and helping me learn every single day. But it's anywhere from brand strategy to designing new products, creating new packaging, learning about manufacturing sustainability and being eco-friendly and doing what we can at every turn to constantly change and keep up with being conscious of the environment and creating products that people love, that work and that they trust, you know, like just getting people on board with knowing I've done my due diligence here. I mean, my daughter is my guinea pig, and it's nice because I know everything's vegan and natural. Like we're working on a product line right now, and I just test everything on her. I'm like, you're great for this. Here we go. Bath time, new lotion, new soaps, new this, you know, and I get to be a part of the whole process. You know, I am a mom and I'm a consumer and I'm in the thick of diapers and, you know, in a totally different stage with my son, but so there's no better person to be involved in a company and so integrated in making new choices and actually having the experience. I'm like, I don't like the wipes are pulling out of this particular area, like this particular hole. We need to work on how they're folded, or, you know, this is the most absorbent diaper. We never leak. We don't use nighttime diapers. How do we get this message across to other moms to know that this product actually works? You know, so it's many different roles. There's something new every day, and it's also very creative, which I am in love with.
Hilary, you do it all. I mean, you're a wife, and this is something that I wasn't even educated on, and after like really looking into it, it struck me. I'm like, this is awful. Some of the stuff that's just going on with our students within the U.S. and what is, I know you're working with Naturalina Foundation. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So I wasn't aware of this and had never even thought about it before I started working with the Naturalina company, and they basically educated me on period poverty, which is girls that can't get supplies. And it's happening all over the world, but it's also happening in America. Girls can't afford or have access to supplies, and so they're missing school, they're missing work, and that puts them at risk for many different things. In, you know, the developing world, it raises rape cases, and then obviously, you know, more in the U.S., people need to get to work. They need money. They need to be able to support themselves and support their household. So the Naturalina Foundation was created. We donate millions of tampons and pads and diapers and wipes, and, you know, find where the most need is and use organizations to get supplies to those girls in need or babies in need. But mostly our focus as a company is trying to end period poverty, and it's going to take women like us to stand up and be vocal about it and come together, and it's a totally solvable problem, and it's wild. You know, we're so lucky that we're able to have supplies and never have even thought about it. You know, I'm stressed when I'm like, I don't have a tampon, but I know I can get one somehow, some way. So it's a solvable problem, and we're very passionate about trying to end it.
Yeah, and I'm for one very happy now to understand what it is, and you know, I'm going to see what I can do to move forward and help out for sure. Okay, so hashtag mom goals. I see this all the time. I don't have many. I just hope someone doesn't see me in the same outfit 2 days in a row or shower every day, like to brush my teeth. What is your definition of mom goals?
Oh gosh.
You see it all the time. I mean, people probably say it to you all the time, but I just,
okay, I don't know.
You look great. I complimented you the second I saw you. I'm like, how, you look so thin, you look so good.
Oh, thank you so much.
I need advice here.
You know what, I've had 2 very different experiences with my son. I gained like over 50 pounds, and it took me a really long time to lose the weight. With my daughter, I didn't gain as much weight. And then I got proposed to by my fiance, so I had a wedding to look forward to, and, you know, a kind of a dream of how I wanted my dress to be and how I wanted to look, so it was really nice to have that goal. And but everyone's story is so different, and, you know, we follow all these like Instagram accounts, and it can be a really beautiful thing, and then it can also be a really downer experience to be like, I'm not there. I don't feel that way. That doesn't fulfill me. Why? Like, that looks perfect with that filter, with that, you know. And sometimes a goal for me is to like get out the door on time with all the things I need. I can't tell you how many times I've forgotten my daughter's milk, and I'm like, I'll get the milk in the swell bottle so it can stay cold, but I forgot the sippy cup, and it's just like, it happens, and we're all human. And
I put wine in my swell.
I have done that so how many times you're at the park, you're like, it's been a long one. I'm gonna be here for an hour.
Don't mistakenly give it to my baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Okay, so speaking. Okay, what's a mom fail?
Oh, a mom fail? Wait, we were just talking about this. My assistant, also / glue to life, was like pointing out about 3 that she could think of off the top of her head. I was like, I never fail. What do you mean? What was some of the things? So I was picking my son up from a skateboard camp that I signed him up for in Culver City. We live in the Valley. Biggest nightmare. Don't do that. My pickup time was to pick him up at 4 p.m.
No.
And I had like a 4-month-old daughter. So it was really rough. Oh, maybe she was a little bit older than that. Anyway, I had the milk, I had no bottle. And she's screaming bloody murder in the car, and my son's like, I can't do this for much longer. I can't do this for much longer. I'm like, me neither. I'm gonna go crazy. I'm like white knuckling the steering wheel. Anyway, I'm like, so do I pull in? What do I do? Do I go to the grocery store, get her a bottle? And Luke was like, yes, get her a bottle. Any way you can. I like fully left them in the car, but it was like very close to the, I was like, I'm just gonna go. I got like the bottle they had at the store. By the way, genius hack. Rite Aid has some like cheap bottles that were a lifesaver. I ended up buying like 10 more of them. It wasn't like a fancy brand. It was like, it looked like a baby bottle that you'd give a doll. Anyway, it like shut her up. It was a fail of like, you think you know what it's like to pack for the day if you're going out with the kids?
I gave up.
It's a full-time job.
It really, really is. I don't even do that for myself. But I'll forget everything from, tampons, whatever, but I won't forget a diaper.
The best thing about the tampons right now is like my daughter loves to find the tampons in my bag and just whip them out. And
whenever she's
plays
busy.
them. Yeah. So I always have those, and it's kind of like they're for me and they're for her. She likes to play with them.
Everyone loves Vita.
Everyone loves Vita, including Banks. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a daily mom fail, and then at the end of the day, I always try to remember, hey, you're crushing it. Like we have a lot on our plate, and I truly feel like moms make mountains move
100%.
Daily, and so it's like the little victories that you have to celebrate. And I'm dealing with like big boy struggles at home with my son with topics that are like, okay, I need to like watch what I say or how to handle this, or and then with my daughter we're like fully just please try to keep your diaper on kind of situation.
Hilary, I love just how real you are. I love what you endorse. You believe in everything that you put out there. I've been a fan for a long time, but it's just the influence that you have on so many. It's just really cool to see someone of your caliber and just how down to earth and real. And I'm sure you all appreciate that. And one last question: where can everyone find Vita and Happy Little Camper products?
So you can find them in every Rite Aid, which is so exciting for us. You can find them on Amazon. We are getting in more drugstores and grocery stores around the country right now. And also my favorite thing is their membership boxes, because it kind of takes the guesswork out, the struggle of like, by the way, a tampon and a diaper is something you need, and when you need it now.
Yeah.
And so it's really nice to have them like delivered to your doorstep, and it's a really easy process on the website of like designing what you want in your membership box and how much you need of this and how much you need of that, and changing that monthly if it's for yourself or for your baby. Your baby's diapers size is constantly changing, and the membership box just makes it really easy. But we're growing, and if you listen to one thing I say today, try a Vita tampon, because we get literally 3- and 4-page emails from women that tell us they've made the switch from their traditional tampon that they've been using at the store or their products. And they're like, our periods are shorter, our periods are more regular, I'm not dealing with the cramps that I was having. So there's many, many benefits to using, a product like Vita. They're premium products, they're so affordable.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
I made the switch due to you, and I was shocked to see
Price point.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same as what I was spending before, but now I know what's going on in my body, and I just feel better knowing.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a good feeling.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. What is your favorite thing about being a mom?
Oh my gosh.
I know.
It's really hard. It's a really hard one, Like it changes with how tired I am daily. Like sometimes I can be like, knowing that I have both of my kids peacefully sleeping in their bed under the roof.
Time. I can have like 4 more kids when they're sleeping.
I know. But you're just like, okay, we nailed the day. We got it done. Everyone's like, it's just a cozy feeling of like, I got this. Immense love for your children
and knowing that everybody's like safe and happy and got what they needed out of the day, they've just expanded my heart in a way that I didn't know possible. You know, I was really happy before I had.
The sweetest thing.
I was really happy before I had kids, and it's a big choice to make, you know, to take that leap, and it's beyond my expectations. And I have two very different children, and to see like sibling love is really special, and it just keeps becoming more and more of an adventure. And I think that that's the best part, the adventure.
Well, I love it. There you go, Hilary Duff.